Dollar cost averaging into crypto, the strategy that was supposed to make you rich while you slept, is suddenly getting side-eyed by the same people who swore by it 3 years ago. Bitcoin dropped over 70% from its all-time high in 2022, and a whole generation of steady stackers watched their disciplined strategy turn into a slow-motion tragedy. So what actually happened? And is the strategy broken or just misunderstood? Let's pull the thread together and figure out if DCA is still your best weapon or just a comforting story we tell ourselves to avoid making harder decisions. The idea behind dollar cost averaging is beautifully simple. You invest a fixed amount every week or month, no matter what the price is doing, and over time, the math averages out your cost basis like a financial shock absorber. Think of it like buying groceries. You don't stop buying bread just because it went up 20 cents. You just keep showing up. But here's where the metaphor breaks down. Bread doesn't drop 80% in 9 months and then get declared dead by half the internet. Crypto did exactly that in 2022. And suddenly all those just keep buying tweets aged about as well as a milk carton left in a hot car. Back in 2021, every influencer with a ring light was preaching DCA into Bitcoin and Ethereum like it was a religious obligation. And the charts seemed to validate every word of it. Then the Federal Reserve started hiking rates, liquidity dried up, Terra Luna collapsed, taking $50 billion in value with it overnight, and the whole cathedral came crashing down. The psychological damage of watching a disciplined strategy lose half its value is something the spreadsheets never account for. Conviction gets stress tested in real time, and most people fail that test quietly by just stopping. Studies in behavioral finance consistently show that retail investors abandon systematic strategies at exactly the wrong moment, locking in losses and missing the eventual recovery. Here's the thing history keeps trying to teach us though. Bitcoin has had 4 major drawdowns, exceeding 70%. And every single time, a 2 to 3 year DCA window through the bottom produced extraordinary returns. The pattern isn't a guarantee, but it's also not nothing. And ignoring it entirely because one cycle hurt your feelings is exactly the kind of emotional decision that separates the people who build wealth from the ones who just talk about it. A common misconception is that DCA eliminates risk. It doesn't. And anyone who told you otherwise was either uninformed or selling something. What it actually does is reduce the risk of catastrophically bad timing, which, given how violently crypto moves, is genuinely valuable and not a small thing. The practical lesson here is that DCA only works if you DCA into assets that survive, which means Bitcoin and Ethereum have the most historical evidence behind them, and your cousin's favorite layer 1 token does not. Sizing matters enormously too. Putting 20% of your net worth into a volatile asset on a schedule is not discipline. It's just slow motion gambling with extra steps. The real edge in this strategy isn't the buying, it's the not panicking, the not checking the price at 2 a.m., the boring, unglamorous commitment to a process, regardless of what the headlines are screaming. A system you can actually stick to through a 70% drawdown is worth infinitely more than a perfect strategy. You abandon the moment it gets uncomfortable. Zoom out far enough, and crypto follows a 4-year halving cycle that rhymes with itself almost embarrassingly well, which means if you understand where you are in the cycle, DCA becomes less of a blind bet and more of a calibrated one. Community veterans who've survived multiple cycles will tell you the same thing. The money is made in the boring middle, not the euphoric top. So is dollar cost averaging still the safest way to build crypto wealth? Probably yes, not because it's perfect, but because every alternative requires a level of timing, discipline, and emotional detachment that most humans simply don't have. The irony is that the strategy everyone mocks during bull markets is the same one everyone wishes they had executed during bear markets. Discipline, sizing, and consistency, that's the whole game. And DCA is just a structured way to enforce all 3 on yourself when your emotions are begging you to do something stupid. Whether crypto goes on another tear or grinds sideways for 2 years, the investors who survive and thrive are the ones who already decided what they're doing and why, long before the price moved. And if you're ready to take that same kind of systematic, long-term thinking and apply it to building real, tangible wealth through real estate or home improvement projects, check out our links in the description below. We can help you get started, whether you're looking into real estate investing, home contracting work, or finding the right lenders.